The Menendez brothers meet the Menendez family: Jose, Kitty, Erik, and Lyle. To outsiders, they seemed like the perfect American family, living in a luxurious mansion in Beverly Hills. But behind closed doors, a different story was unfolding. Jose Menendez, a successful entertainment executive, was a controlling and abusive father. He would often humiliate and belittle his sons, Erik and Lyle. One strange and disturbing example of this behavior was when Jose would perform oral sex with his sons and use sex objects on them. As the brothers grew older, the abuse escalated. Jose Menendez started abusing both Erik and Lyle, alleged that they were physically and emotionally abused by their father. They claimed that Jose would beat them, belittle them, and make them feel worthless. He was extremely critical of his sons. Jose often embarrassed his sons in public, making them feel ashamed and humiliated. Jose would psychically beat his sons, leaving them with bruises and injuries. But the abuse wasn't just physical and emotional. Both Erik and Lyle alleged that they were molested by their father. They claimed that Jose would touch them inappropriately, make them perform sexual acts, and force them to watch pornography. The brothers' relationship with their mother, Kitty, was complicated. While she was aware of the abuse, she failed to protect her sons. Instead, she often enabled Jose's behavior, leaving Erik and Lyle feeling trapped and helpless. Kitty often enabled Jose's behavior, making excuses for his actions or downplaying their severity, further traumatizing the brothers. Kitty was emotionally distant from her sons. Both the brothers have spoken publicly about the complicated relationship with their mother. While they loved her, they also felt betrayed by her failure to protect them from their father's abuse. Dr. Jerome Oziel was a key figure in the Menendez brothers case. He was a psychologist who had been seeing Lyle and Erik Menendez, as well as their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez. As the years passed, the brothers' anger and resentment towards their parents grew. They began to rebel against their father's control, but their actions were often misguided and self-destructive. The brothers' privileged upbringing only added to their sense of entitlement and anger. They were given everything they wanted, from expensive cars to luxurious vacations. But despite their privileged lifestyle, they felt trapped and suffocated by their father's abuse, molested by their own father, leaving them emotional scars. Jose Menendez would force his sons to watch pornography, further traumatizing them. The brothers were financially dependent on their parents, making it difficult for them to escape their situation. One day, Erik was watching a TV, and he saw a movie where two brothers killed their parents, and that is how they got the idea of this crime. The brothers would meet in secret to discuss their plans, often using coded language to avoid detection. They motivate. The brothers would meet in secret to discuss their plans, often using coded language to avoid detection. They motivated themselves by recalling the abuse and trauma they suffered at the hands of their parents. The brothers purchased 2 shotguns, a 12-gauge and a 20-gauge, which they used to kill their parents. They bought ammunition for the shotguns, ensuring they had enough to carry out the crime. The brothers wore gloves to avoid leaving fingerprints at the crime scene, practicing their movements and timing. They practiced shooting the shotguns to ensure they were comfortable using them. Dr. Oziel had been conducting therapy sessions with the Menendez family, including individual sessions with Lyle and Erik. During these sessions, Lyle and Erik alleged that their father, Jose, had physically and emotionally abused them. On the night of August 20th, 1989, the tension finally boiled over. Erik and Lyle, then 18 and 21 years old, respectively, shot and killed their parents in their Beverly Hills mansion. Erik and Lyle bought tickets to a movie to create an alibi for the time of the murder. They made sure to be seen by witnesses at the movie theater to solidify their alibi. The brothers conducted dry runs of the crime. Erik and Lyle worked to emotionally detach themselves from their parents, making it easier to carry out the crime. They justified their actions by telling themselves that they were ending the abuse and trauma they suffered. They managed to hide the crime for 6 months, but later, the story of the Menendez brothers' crimes was disclosed to the police by Dr. Jerome Oziel's mistress, Judalon Smith. Judalon Smith was a patient of Dr. Oziel's, and they had begun an affair. During one of their conversations, Dr. Oziel confided in Smith about the Menendez brothers' abuse allegations and their confession to killing their parents. Smith was troubled by what she had learned and eventually went to the police, revealing the information she had obtained from Dr. Oziel. This led to the arrest of Lyle and Erik Menendez and the subsequent trial. And also, the friends of Lyle and Erik Menendez, specifically Craig Signorelli and Glenn Stevens, played a significant role in helping the police investigate the case. Craig Signorelli, a close friend of Lyle's, had suspicions about the brothers' involvement in their parents' murder. He shared these concerns with Glenn Stevens. Craig Signorelli had a conversation with Lyle, during which Lyle allegedly confessed to the crime. Signorelli was shocked and disturbed by this revelation. Signorelli met with Glenn Stevens and shared the information Lyle had confided in him. Stevens was also concerned and decided to contact the police. Stevens made an anonymous phone call to the Beverly Hills Police Department, reporting the conversation and expressing his suspicions about the brothers' involvement. The case shocked the nation, with many struggling to understand how two young men from a privileged background could commit such a heinous crime. As the trial unfolded, the brothers' allegations of abuse and molestation by their father came to light. The defense team argued that the brothers' actions were a result of the years of abuse they suffered at the hands of their father. They claimed that Erik and Lyle were driven to kill their parents as a result of the trauma and abuse they suffered. However, the prosecution countered that the killings were premeditated and motivated by a desire for wealth and freedom. They argued that Erik and Lyle were spoiled and entitled, and that they killed their parents in order to gain control of the family fortune. The prosecution presented physical evidence, including shotgun shells and wadding found at the crime scene, bloodstains and fingerprints matching the brothers. A torn piece of fabric caught in the shotgun's trigger guard, which matched the fabric of Erik's clothing. The prosecution highlighted the brothers' financial motive, including the brothers' desire to gain control of the family's wealth, estimated to be around $14 million. The brothers' lavish spending and financial troubles in the months leading up to the murders. In the end, Erik and Lyle Menendez were found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The case serves as a haunting reminder of the devastating consequences of childhood trauma and abuse. It also raises questions about the complexities of family dynamics and the lengths to which people will go to escape their pain. The Menendez brothers' story is a tragic and disturbing cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power, privilege, and the corrosive effects of abuse and trauma. After the trial, it was revealed that the brothers had spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on luxury items, travel, and businesses in the months leading up to the murder. They had also written a letter outlining an escape plan, which was intercepted by authorities. The family's wealth was estimated to be around $14 million at the time of the murder. However, the cost of the trial and the subsequent appeals depleted much of the family's wealth. Today, Erik and Lyle Menendez are serving life sentences at separate prisons in California. Despite their privileged upbringing, they will spend the rest of their lives behind bars, a testament to the devastating consequences of their actions. The Menendez brothers' case is a reminder that true justice is not just about punishing the guilty, but also about acknowledging the complexities of human nature and the devastating consequences of trauma and abuse. Money can't buy happiness, and wealth can't replace emotional well-being. Despite having a life of luxury and privilege, the Menendez brothers were deeply unhappy and unfulfilled. Their wealth and material possessions couldn't compensate for the emotional pain and trauma they suffered at the hands of their parents. This story highlights the importance of emotional well-being, healthy relationships, and a positive support system in achieving true happiness and fulfillment. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more true crime stories. Stay tuned for more intriguing cases, shocking twists, and mind-blowing investigations. Notification bell. Turn it on to stay updated on our latest true crime stories. Share with fellow true crime enthusiasts. Comment below with your favorite true crime case or suggest a case you'd like to see covered.